My name's Peter Cadell. I'm a partner in PDS Consulting, which is probably the foremost independent consultancy in the UK and maybe getting there in Europe. We specialize in screen printing, tamper printing or pad printing, and digital. Mainly, to be quite honest, digital flatbed, but wide format also. The way we come at things is from a practical viewpoint. We aim to turn what has become a black art into an engineering process. With screen printing particularly, not so much with digital, but there are still issues in there that need addressing. We recognized, after being in the consultancy business for 17 years, well actually 15 years, we realized that at that time that we couldn't get to everyone. And to be quite honest, not everyone could afford us. So we said, how do we deal with this? So we felt that if we were to put it into a form that was easily understandable and that had questioning and it was a proper training course on the internet, then it could work. So we did that. We wrote it, 250,000 words, thousands of animations and graphics, and we used our practical knowledge and put it into a form that's easily understandable and applicable to anybody who screen prints. We've had a great response to the e-learning, particularly at this exhibition, but previously working with Fespa and on our own in English, because Fespa have translated into 7 European languages, the response has been tremendous. And I think it's because it's an economic way of gaining very important information in running and operating the screen printing process. And it can be done at any time as long as you have access to a computer which has broadband. So it makes knowledge accessible, which is what we want. I don't think it is screen versus digital. I think it's screen with digital. And if we try and say that they are totally competitive, then we're wrong, because there's a tremendous synergy between the two. There are things which screen printing does very easily that are impossible using the digital printing process. Maybe in 10 or 20 years' time they might be able to achieve it, but as of now, screen printing is so much better in printing special effects, as you see, and the sensations of industrial applications where it's printing conductive inks, dielectrics, many active ingredients. Screen printing is an ink-friendly process. Digital printing requires inks to suit the process, not necessarily to suit the application. So, yes, digital printing is wonderful. I love it. But I also see a tremendous positive future for screen printing if people treat it as a production process and not, as it has been done for many years, a black art. Screen printers have shot themselves in the foot. They have said, oh no, it takes 20 years to learn the process. That is rubbish. It takes 20 years to learn how to resolve problems you've created yourself. But if you set it correctly, if you understand the process, you can get wonderful work. A digital printing press has to eject particles through an orifice, and the orifice is possibly 40 microns diameter. And a lot happens before it actually gets through the orifice. And inks, or the mediums that are printed, need a lot of very clever engineering and chemistry to enable it to come out and be consistent. The result you get is consistent. Whereas screen printing, if you wish to print butter, you can print butter. You can print just about any material with screen printing. If you control the process, it is predictable. And the engineers in this world, in solar panel production, in fuel cell production, in medical diagnostic production, are saying this is the process for us. One day, digital will be as good as screen. But maybe by then, screen would have moved on still further. For those people who think screen has had its day, they are very, very mistaken. Screen has a real opportunity to take on board some of the digital technologies which can enable it to be as controllable as it can be. And if this synergy is used, you will get very good results. I am concerned about the spin that we are getting from the digital industry, and I'm part of it. And I really think people should think a little bit more when they start saying digital will do everything. It won't. It won't. Let's be realistic. Let's understand the advantages of both processes. Maybe it's something to do with the fact that digital inks are really fairly expensive. No, the cost of the digital ink is high. There's a difference. That's because there's a lot more work goes into producing it. But from an ink producer's perspective, it's probably better to look at a higher profit margin product than a lower profit margin product. It's business. If you take the main processes in our industry are screen printing, digital printing, wide format litho printing, and digital display. At the moment, in volume terms, I would say that digital printing and screen printing are fairly close together. Litho printing is behind, and digital display screens is way down there. In 5 years' time, digital printing is going to be coming up. Screen printing will be dropping back in the graphics sector, but we're going to get a lot more challenges from digital display. I mean, LG have produced a flexible screen, 300 micron screen, A4 size, full color. That is telling us something. In 10 years' time, screen printing will be used to produce the flat screen displays. Digital printing may be used also, but there's going to be a tremendous churn. The volume of images that we see in the environment is increasing and increasing. So there's a long-term future. It is there for all the processes. Screen will tend to move towards industrial. Digital will continue to grow. Litho will be challenged by digital. Flat screen, digital, that's going to creep up and be quite a force in 5 to 10 years' time.